evening and welcome to Howling About Entertainment for this January 24th, 2021. It is an excellently awesome day today. We are having, in addition to our usual talk about everything that's been going on entertainment this week, kicking off with a play and reaction to the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. It's a special day because we're having a 250 sub celebration this evening. All right. So, Draco, say hello to the folks.
Streamer. Hail! Or as I have been doing lately, hello! How are you all out there?
Greetings to you all.
Fenrir,
another day closer to pension. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right, man. These little milestone celebrations are fun. They are a good time to be able to, you kind of say, wow, all this fun that we've been having is starting to add up and mean a little bit of something, So say a quick hello to everybody in the chat. We have got just another red shirt with us. And then, of course,
he's not just another. He's the red shirt. Let's not forget
the red shirt. Yes, sir. Yeah, of course, I was having a brain fart today and realized I forgot to send the link out, so everybody was a little slow gathering. That one is 100% on me. So Mary G is with us. Hail, Mary G. Good to see you. Max Rottenstein, thank you, sir. Always appreciate your contributions to the chat, my friend. Yes, we do have a great group here already, Mary. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Sentient Dildo, how are you, sir? Good to have you. And no, man, this is America. I don't need a license. All right. Appreciate
we
that.
don't need no stinking license.
That's right. Badges? We don't need no stinking badges. Foulball Productions. Good to see you, my friend. He is unable to join us on the stream today because he is actually traveling to my neck of the woods. We're going to go out and have some barbecue tomorrow evening together.
What? God, he's not on. I thought he was heading to Hedonism 5 there or something.
Yeah, that's going to be a good time, man. Get out. We're going to get some good Texas barbecue because I don't care what anybody anywhere else says. Texas barbecue is the best in the entire world, man. It does not get better.
We allow people to live with their fantasies.
Oh, I know better than you out there in the northern Midwest. Y'all don't have anything resembles real barbecue there.
Not even. Well, depends. If you grab a couple of chickens and just put them in the grill, I think I can do a pretty good fried chicken if you ask me.
Oh, hey, I don't doubt that, man. I just know that Texas barbecue is the best barbecue.
Also,
and anybody
mainly it'll be just okay. I'm gonna stop. Let's stop talking about food because I might start having hunger.
That's where I'm heading. Not too long too. My wife's cooking up some fresh pasta and her special sauce and everything. It's going to be great tonight. Our barbecue up here, I have to admit, Jake D, you're right. Texas barbecue is unbelievably awesome. But up here, our barbecue includes lobster, so that's an added bonus.
Barbecue lobster would be good stuff.
Yeah, it is. If you do it right, it's unbelievably good.
Yeah, and we also. I tried to have a fun little start to VDub's stream last night by mentioning the fact that Girl Scout cookies are now available. But hey, for the 250 celebration substream, I've been eating a lot of my favorite junk food, which includes Thin Mints.
Our Girl Scout cookies up here actually are mint. So that's an added thing too.
All right, guys. So
I haven't eaten Girl Scout cookies in years. Pretty much. Last one I did was 3 years ago.
Oh, they're good stuff, man. So Godzilla vs. Kong trailer dropped today, guys. And I got to admit, I enjoyed the hell out of this because Warner Brothers are not idiots. They don't copyright strike streams and channels that show off their wares. So we are going to do a live watch and reaction to this. We'll go through it and we'll chat through what we're seeing here, man. So, all right, let's kick her off.
I'm glad to be here for this because I am a huge Godzilla fan.
I'm more of a King Kong fan. I used to watch his old cartoons as a kid.
Yeah, I own all the old black and white Godzilla movies and even used to like the Godzuki cartoon.
Mhm.
I kind of wish they could do the robot Godzilla one. Just imagine.
We will talk about that in a little bit because there's some rumors about that. And we think we got a shot of him right at the start of the trailer.
Mega Godzilla.
Oh,
Some
good actors in this.
Yeah. The CGI looks good.
It sounds like there might actually be a story that we can care about, which I mean we like to see. Let's get it out of the way. We want to see Kong versus Godzilla, and this is going to give us
you mean this
Kong
right
versus
here?
Godzilla.
Here
Ding,
we go.
ding,
You're
ding.
about to get some of that.
I think it kind of counts more as Godzilla versus Kong and humans.
Here we
The
go.
humans are there.
This is what you've been waiting for.
Kong does look pretty sharp. I have to admit, that's good CGI. Look at that.
Godzilla looks good too, man.
Godzilla!
Godzilla!
Oh, right hook!
Man,
Oh,
Body slam. What is this? Wrestling Kong Godzilla.
look at that shit.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
right
Godzilla's
now,
going down.
right now you think that Godzilla's he's got his beam out. He's blowing up stuff, but wait for it.
Was that the Stranger Things girl?
Yeah,
I missed that.
she's back.
Look at this. And Kong has armed himself.
Kong has toys.
This looks sharp.
It does. It looks like it's for the belt. That's a
Check
heavyweight
this.
fight right
Look
there.
at this.
He beams, he blocks it, he brings it down, and
Boom!
That was a little one-sided. Kong was getting all the good blows in there.
yeah, I really think I want Kong to win.
Whew, man.
With the giant ray nuclear blast Godzilla has, everybody thinks he's going to win, but I got my money on Kong.
Oh, man, I have to disagree, man. I've got my money on Godzilla. Anytime Godzilla's in the ring, I have to vote for him.
All right.
Look,
So,
freaking King Kong.
dude,
It's King Kong. I think people love him more than Godzilla. I mean, Godzilla has more mythos than Kong, but let's admit, the giant gorilla smashing shit with his bare hands is cooler.
yes,
Yeah,
man.
it was.
This looks good.
the cosmic
It does.
dragon has no favorites. I just like the boys to party and knock each other silly.
So there's been a lot of speculation. So there was a toy leak from this month that appeared to be Mechagodzilla. And I've got a still frame on the trailer pulled up here. So right here, they think this is Mechagodzilla.
Huh. So we're going to have a threesome.
You're into the three-way, huh, Thoth?
Hey, anytime.
wait, show that picture again. Show that picture again.
Pow, pow.
Yeah, I really think this could be Mechagodzilla.
That is
I
the
can see that.
speculation.
Yeah, I can see the head.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can see the head too. I had to.
Hey,
I walked
Flavor
right into-
Flaves. Good to see you, brother.
Hey, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Draco? Man, it is awesome to be in the company of familiar faces, some I just seen and some I haven't seen lately. This is wonderful.
It is,
He
man.
doesn't have Advantage's red shirt. Just saying.
He's our red shirt.
That's
Just
right.
saying.
The red shirt by
Yup.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I really liked that trailer.
It was a lot of action.
Yeah.
As I
Yeah,
would
mainly,
expect.
and all the blows were for Kong. Were Kongs.
Hey. Hey. Gojira gets his first He gets the first blow.
He does, man. When he's in the ocean and he cuts through that Navy ship, that's a good looking
Max.
scene. So I don't know, man. It's like I have mostly enjoyed these MonsterVerse movies.
How could you not? They're not supposed to be anything of an art piece a la Martin Scorsese or Stanley Kubrick. They're supposed to be fun, bang them up, monsters eating each other's heads off. You're not supposed to be invested in how the humans are doing. This is about the monsters.
That's when you take the humans out of it. Let's edit Godzilla versus the monsters without the humans, and it's perfect. But it's only 30 minutes long.
Yeah, it is.
It's like
30 minutes.
no one gives a damn about
That's
humans.
just it. We want that.
Yes. Yeah, the
Don't-
humans.
Or monsters.
You have to have
You know
people. You have to.
You know what was the mistake of the
That's why we
Transformer
knocked down
franchise?
their
They
building.
concentrate too much time on the goddamn human.
Yes.
People want to see the
Yes.
something more. They want to see Cybertron, human beings.
Dude, I go to Godzilla movies to see God fucking Zilla blowing shit up.
He's pretty much all the cool stuff.
And I think that's a lot of the problem with the writing nowadays for these big monster movies is there's too much thinking stuff, too much human stuff. Just
Yes.
let's get to the monsters kicking crap and
You don't
taking
need
names,
to
and that's
think,
what we
bro.
want.
When it comes to monsters, you don't need to think. You just need to put the monsters in one place, destroying shit or fighting a giant Ultraman or just some kind of other robot.
Ultraman. Ultraman's that's a good cut,
Yeah,
man.
that's a
Ultraman's
good one.
Yes. And I mean, I hope to hell that is not you. The only thing I'm worried about is we just saw half the fight. You know what I mean? Because that was
that's
First minute.
That's a good point.
I mean, if that is just a sampling, then this is going to be a fun movie.
That's the first fight. Who knows? Maybe there's still a couple of 1, 2, 3. Who knows how many are left? Because they never show the last one. They only show the first one or hints of the last fight.
There were at least 2, if not 3, distinct fight scenes in that trailer.
Yeah, and separate areas. You're right, and different spots. So that's hopefully the predominant part of the movie. 2 thumbs up for this trailer because this was a well put together trailer.
Yeah.
I'm just scared, like you said earlier, that this is going to be all of that's it. It's going to be like 30 minutes of really cool stuff and the 2 hours of talking and crying in hallways and big hugs and rah wah wah. I want to see some monsters kicking butt. That's what I want.
But I think Sentient Dildo had the point.
Right?
Well,
The
know
dildo
about things
gets it.
being inserted where they don't belong.
Yeah,
That's right. I want to see Godzilla and Kong stepping on them humans. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Just beating and doing shit tons of collateral damage. Pretty much that.
Yes. We definitely saw a lot of collateral damage in that trailer, man. It was the CGI looks fucking good.
It was
You
advanced.
can do a lot
wasn't
more.
it?
Yeah, it was perfect. It was. I think Warner Brothers wants to take this all on up because they haven't been doing pretty good when it comes to movies lately.
No, they have not. They've had it's like 1 out of every 10 or 15 movies they get a hit or a semi-hit. So they really need this to not just do fairly good, but really good. Because even if you think about just the Godzilla movies, they've done decent, but they have not done what you would expect from a Godzilla franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kong Skull Island did well.
It did fairly well. It didn't do amazing Lord of the Rings numbers, but it did fairly good.
Yeah, and this one. Now, the downside of this, of course, at least if you're Warner Brothers for making money, is this thing's going to HBO Max.
Oh yeah, God, I can't keep reminding myself of that. This is a type of movie that's most effective in a theater.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
I feel like
Agreed.
you ruin especially when you see on a widescreen all that collateral damage coming down, you see the clash of the Titans going down, and that type of stuff, like the way the visuals are and the impact and heaviness of this movie, you take it all away because you're accustomed to these epic scenes on a large screen. And I truly feel like we're going to lose a great amount of impact on a small screen alone.
Dude,
Yeah, exactly. Plus, the crowd screaming together and all the noises coming in.
Yes.
Yup, it makes all the difference. It really does. I mean, regardless of how you feel about Endgame, no one can disagree that impact of that scene when Captain America got a hold of Mjolnir, everyone freaked the hell out. And that's the type of impact a movie like Kong versus Godzilla should have, where you see these two going at it, and people are cheering, people are screaming, because these are the monsters we grew up on. And now we got a younger generation coming up. They want to see this too, not just the old generation. There's younger kids. My kids love Godzilla. For
It's just like you said with the excellent effects. The excellent effects of this. We wanted to see this. Every time we were saying, like, you could see the guys in the suits and stuff like that, everybody in the in-between was going like, can you think about what they did if they really did that with great effects? And this is what we want. This is what we want now, and we want all of it. We want the great effects. We want them sitting in those things and getting the shit right. And then all you're sitting there is just watching it, and you're like at a wrestling match. You're going like, oh, look at him. Yeah, put the hammer down and all this stuff. And oh, my God.
Yeah, you gotta be there to feel all the crap. I mean, especially if it's like King Kong. They've been in everything. Every form of media has always used them as an example of something.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who they are.
And you can have a little human thing going in the background. They can explain something, but give us more monster. Give us more fight. Give us more stuff going on.
All right. We got to say hello to the great Vigilante Williamson. How are you, my friend?
Feeling the thunder for my intro. Vigilante another episode. Here, sorry I'm late.
Dude, we're glad you can make it, brother. Have you seen the Godzilla versus Kong trailer, V-Dub?
I hadn't, and then I'm like, okay, I need to check it out while I have not seen it. But I've been like only passively interested because I think you guys are hitting on one of the issues. This has to be a theater movie.
Agreed.
Right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Like this is a scale movie, and I mean, all I can hope for it is that it's a lot of like you guys said, more monster, less human. We don't really care.
Let's you know what? Just for the hell of it, because Warner Brothers doesn't put copyright strikes on the channels.
Oh, they don't.
Watch it one more time. Yes. Yeah, they claim you, but they don't strike you. They let you leave it up.
Okay.
But hey, we're not monetized anyway, so it's all right. Let's watch this one more time, just because I really like this trailer.
Okay, cool.
This is our only chance.
I could think you could take even better pictures of what we think is a Mechagodzilla.
Bro, look at that hand.
And this is the thing that most people were going like, how can Kong from the previous movie, how can he match him? They were also talking about he grew, and he did. He's a big boy now.
Yes, he is.
And I'm wondering, is Kong a slave now to the government?
Fair question.
It looks like right here they might be on the island, or they might have captured him. They're using the girl. They're using the girl as a device for Kong. That much is certain.
Yeah, this reminds me of an old cartoon of Kong where they did the same exact thing.
Kong phone home.
Yeah, almost Mighty Joe Young elements.
Look at this, V-Dub.
Oh wow, so yeah, how's Kong supposed to win?
They made him bigger and gave him Stormbreaker.
Pretty much, yeah. Check this. This is great.
Bam!
Man.
Godzilla looks great.
Yeah, he does.
Still better. Still think King Kong's better.
Looks like Godzilla was enjoying a little of that Asian food there. He was chewing on some sideline. A little sushi on the side.
Is he go for the elbow drop? I thought King Kong was going for the elbow drop, Macho Man style.
That's fight one. Here's fight two.
We got to give Kong one of those Hulk Hogan shirts, though, so he can rip it off before he takes on Godzilla.
So does that make Godzilla the ultimate
Look at
warrior?
this.
in
He's
this
got
sense?
Stormbringer.
Yeah.
Look at that, B-Dub.
Oh, there it is.
Here we
Yeah.
go.
He brought it.
I just gotta love this trailer.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
this
that's
does
gonna
look
be incredible.
So do you think they're going to be
Stormbringer.
enemies at the beginning and then allies in the end?
There you go.
Oh, man.
Stormbreaker right there.
I don't want to theorize too deep, but if you bring up the possibility of Mechagodzilla, that's generally the idea. You got the two guys, your two big good guys, and they face off each other and they beat each other to a pulp. But then the big bad comes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And
I
we
just
do-
hope not too much human. Just focus on why we
Just-
came here.
I don't
Agreed.
even mind if you give like Kong a reason to fight, and that's part of the human story. But the thing is that you got to get back to the monsters. We care about the monsters. The story has to center on the monsters.
Yes.
Hey, question. Who has the rights to Ultraman now?
No idea.
No idea.
I don't know about the movie rights because I do know Marvel has the comic rights current day. Marvel does.
Fuck.
Yeah, they talk Ultraman in here and they
Disney
make it really
property.
interesting.
Cool if Warner Brothers got the rights because I remember I once saw Ultraman fighting Godzilla in some kind of old movie, I think. I once saw them fight.
Yep, yeah, the trailer for The Stand did look okay. That's a fair point, Red Shirt. And we all know The Stand
Man.
is really just flat on its ass at this point.
You know what
you
trailer
guys-
I was thinking of? And this is a similar thing, even though some people like this, but Batman versus Superman. I don't know if you guys remember the hype
Oh,
around that trailer.
I thought that
Oh,
trailer
yeah.
was awful from the beginning.
Okay.
And I mean, I truly mean, and I was in the minority. I had all my guys at the comic shop like, Nick, how could you say that? It's the first meeting between the heroes on the screen. I'm like, yes, it's the first meeting. But God, this movie looks like the things that I've already said on Nerdrotic Chat, on Vigilante's panel. Everyone pretty much acts the same. Terrible advice. The only thing that's good is the action. Everyone else, it's a somber crying fest about bad advice, bad parenting, Superman acting like Batman but with powers, and Batman being a
Emotions
brutal
in
murderer.
interpretation.
Oh God! I made fun of that scene for the longest time. I used to be obsessing on memes, dude. Yeah, it's funny.
That man slaughtered people.
Zach-
He slaughtered tons of
Yeah.
people.
And let's not forget the
Zach-
whole Martha thing. I mean, what if Superman's mom's name was something different? Would he just kill him
Why
then?
you say that name?
Of
God,
course,
imagine
he
if
did
you
it
said that to Darkseid. Oh, Darkseid's now your friend too now? Like, no one
I thought
thinks about-
Darkseid's mom was named Martha.
Yeah, right. I thought come on. I guess Batman Joker be happily ever after now if Joker's mom's name's Martha too.
Well, I'll
God.
say this.
Say that.
I have
name.
seen a slew of awful monster movies in the last couple of decades, and I am a huge fan of the classics. I mean,
Of course.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh,
I mean, we've got the Mummy. You've got the Mummy. You've got Dracula. You've
Oh, no,
got.
the mummy would be problematic
Hell.
today. No,
It would be, but that's a classic. Good Canadian actor, by the way, in that remake of the Mummy.
Oh,
Hey,
Hey, Pablo.
It'll
our
get
Ecuadorian friend Pablo, how are you, sir?
Vote for Pablo.
Hello, everyone.
Good to
Sorry
see you.
for the delay.
God, our
I,
panel's so diverse.
oh, no.
Just to do a quick finish of my thought there. I think that right now there are so many great properties out there that they could go to, and this Godzilla versus Kong movie looks like it's going to be a good nod to those classic monster movies. And if we can get a non-Tom Cruise movie in the near future, I think we might have a few potential good properties there that's just an untapped potential. And I know that my generation is more so loving those movies because of our parents, and I know that our older generation loves those old monster movies. So if we can bring that audience in with all of us and make it a more modern take on this stuff, that's great. Like that Kong Godzilla thing has brought that all to mind. That's a really cool take, and I love both properties. So yeah, 2 thumbs up on the trailer, and I know I'm going to regret saying that because I have a sneaking suspicion this is going to be awful, but I hope it's not.
I just hope they don't give a shit of time to humans.
Yes.
Yeah,
Agreed.
make it a monster movie. And to kind of piggyback off of Lord say that 3 times fast. If it is successful, I definitely think Hollywood is a copycat league, so to speak. So if there is a success with this, there's been like a because the Marvel Cinematic Universe and I think comic book properties in general, I think are on the decline, not just for us, but just for the normie.
Mhm.
I think something like this is something different to the
It could
normie.
take off.
It
Oh, it might
off
start
'cause
a trend.
hits a niche.
Yeah, it might
may
start a trend. You're right. Yeah.
It hits a niche that hasn't been hit in a while.
So they might do it.
Yeah. I mean,
They
the
just
one thing,
That in secret.
even if this movie ends up sucking, which I hope it doesn't, one thing we definitely have to give Legendary props for, that CGI looked the shit in that.
Exactly. That's what.
They put a lot of work into that CGI, and they deserve credit for
Especially
it. Everyone
Kong.
does not.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
Kong. Look, Kong looked amazing.
That's why this movie can't fail. It looks too expensive.
Yeah,
Exactly why
this
it
is the
can
opposite
fail.
of Wonder Woman 84, where you're like, okay, how's that $200 million movie? This looks like it costs a lot of money for the CGI. Like the CGI.
Maybe
Godzilla,
all the money, all the money that was supposed to go to Wonder Woman, like, I know we're just gonna put it in Godzilla and Kong instead. Wonder Woman, we'll figure it out with Wonder Woman. There's a will, there's a way. We'll
Would've been
figure it
fun.
out. Bye.
Yes.
And I was thinking the money all
Creative
went to
accounting
the.
to put it there.
Yeah, agreed,
and I
Max.
thought-
I agree.
Yes. Humans have one role in monster movies: victims.
That's it.
That's it.
And we're playing that role very well in human life, in real life.
Or boobs. Boobs.
Victims and boobs. You can do both.
hey, if I'm dying, I want to die with a big pair of boobs in my face.
You and me both,
Honesty
Pablo.
is always the best policy.
I'm pretty sure that's the same way every man wants to go.
Yeah, that's the only honorable way to die.
That is a good way to go, yeah.
So you're taking
You
the Tyrion
go-
Lannister approach to death, okay?
Or the Hugh Hefner.
Picture an afterlife like a Japanese style afterlife with all your ancestors there, and they will be receiving you with a face like, yeah, man, yeah.
Ascension Dildos says, wait and see. The movie's going to be 95% family drama in the runtime and 5% monsters fighting. And that would
Okay,
be a
let's-
sure way
That
to
was the
sink
failure
them.
of the King of the Monsters.
That
Yeah,
was the
we're-
first. That was the first Godzilla movie. It was all drama, and the only moment when you had the monster actually there kicking ass, got you're like, motherfucker, Blue Balls the movie.
Balls a movie, yeah.
The blue balls, yeah. Yeah.
You know, the funny thing about this is, this is a surprise to me. This movie coming out right now, I think a lot of these theaters now are deciding, you know what, we've got all of these movies. We're waiting for this pandemic to end. We're just going to push them out now and try to make some money back from the investment. And I think that what we've talked about the trend and what we're going to be seeing, I agree. Superhero movies are done. We're looking at
Yes.
monster movies. This may be the next trend. We could see a bunch of stuff coming out soon. That's cool. I also think that maybe disaster movies might be the next thing, and this kind of leads into that. I mean, monsters, disasters, but with the pandemic that we're under right now, alien invasion,
can become a thing again.
I think that we're going to see a slew of pandemic movies. Hopefully not zombie movies, because I think we've had about enough of those for a while. And
Yeah, The Walking Dead's still around, right?
yep,
They're
so
each
disaster,
season.
monsters,
Season.
we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. We did say your name, Polly. We were Red Shirt reminded us that the third time you played a trailer on one of your streams, you got fully nuked. So we're stopping at 2 on the Godzilla Kong trailer. And I've
Polly,
checked,
good to
we're
see
not
you, man.
nuked, so we're still good.
That's still
Hold
another
on.
thing that
Let's
we have to
slant.
vote
Check.
for.
See
But
what
by,
Slant's got to say.
Mama Susan don't like when you use toys from another person. It's only that. Mama Susan is a good mother. We need to pray to Mama Susan so we don't get nuked.
Don't nuke us, Mama Susan. Yeah. Oh man, but yeah. Wait. So Kong is Godzilla is a protester? No. I mean, he was tearing down businesses and burning stuff. So I don't know.
They were peacefully protesting.
That's right.
Destroying the lives of millions to billions. So pretty much, yeah.
And Kong is
he's
CCP.
very not.
Yeah, Kong passed his background check, so they're giving him a badge there to take Godzilla down.
I don't know, man. That just I mean, they could very easily screw this up, but that at least has got me excited, which is what a trailer is supposed to do, right? When you watch it, you're supposed to come out of it with the damn, I want to see that movie. And I definitely got that from that trailer, man.
Yeah, agreed.
That's what I think every time I see porn memes on Twitter. So if you can do the same as porn memes on Twitter, you're doing it right.
All these shots from Hayden.
Wow. That is a comparison I was not expecting, Pablo.
Well, I am the real Vigilante Williamson.
Here's the thing.
Oh, wait, the imposter is on my right?
He's a superstar.
Excuse me.
But he impersonates me.
Which one of you got the blue
Vigilante
check mark?
Williamson. First of all, Vigilante Williamson is Mexican. I am black. I'm a brother. Vigilante.
I should be impersonating you.
Vigilante is from El Sereno.
Okay.
By way of Tijuana.
A hot wife. I'm cool. You can be Vigilante Williamson.
There
Who
you
let
go.
this guy in here?
Polly, what do you think about the Godzilla Kong trailer, man? The rest of us,
that shit right off. This is like, never mind.
dude, the rest of us were loving this Godzilla trailer. What do you think, Polly?
Congratulations, Jake.
Thank you.
That's why I came on.
I appreciate that, man, and I'm celebrating with Thin Mint cookies because
I love Thin Mints. Have you had the cereal Thin Mints? Dude, bro, the revelation.
Cereal?
There's a cereal.
With what?
Why doesn't it surprise me that 32 Flavors of Nickweiser would have had that cereal?
Yeah.
Why isn't there a video on that, brother? Come on.
Come on, man. Give me a cereal.
So, what's going on, Geektropology, Tocayo? How are you, man?
¿Cómo vamos? Well, I was on Sunday mode, so I was,
Chilling?
high as fuck, looking like a hobo.
Yeah, I made him put pants on, Paulie.
Oh my God.
The littlest hobo. Yeah, that's right.
We've created another monster.
Don't lie, you wanted him go commando.
Oh, he probably already was. Past tense.
So what are you guys chatting about?
Oh man, we just finished
Kong
watching
and
the
Godzilla.
Godzilla Kong trailer, brother. Have you seen that yet?
No, let's watch it.
Oh, yeah.
He wants you to go for 3.
Look at
Wow.
that.
Dream about watching the damn trailer.
Yeah,
I'm not going
that's
to
what.
push my luck. We've already watched it twice, and we're not new yet.
Yeah, to get you in trouble, man. 3 times, not the charm.
Yeah, not on that one.
I
man.
think they would like to hear what we're saying, though, that we like the trailer. And that's all part of marketing. I don't know why these companies copyright strike everybody when we're. Yeah, we're just trying to push their show. We're talking about it. That's a good thing.
I get it if I'm streaming like the full movie or the show or something like that. But when we're doing trailer stuff like this, I mean, that's put out there for promotion. Why would you let people do that?
There's a movie that got nominated. It's from Mexico. It's called I'm No Longer Here. It's one of my favorite movies of last year. And it got nominated in Spain for a Goya, which is kind of rare, right? That a movie from Mexico, anyways. There's a video of Cuarón and Guillermo del Toro talking about the movie. I put that up. I got a copyright claim. I'm like, these are filmmakers talking about movies. What the fuck is going on here, man?
That's awful.
They want
Who did you get the
don't want
claim
people to
from?
criticize, because apparently criticizing things is now stealing the things of others. Apparently it's a crime to criticize.
It's not even a critic. Well, so
Who
my
did the
thing was
claim come from? Was it from the movie creator, or was it from the
it's
guys doing the
Netflix, from Netflix, because I guess it's a Netflix produced filmmaker.
No, it's not. It's
No,
going
no,
for
no.
HBO Max.
No,
When
but
does
the
Netflix
video.
produce honestly anything? They just buy shit. They don't produce anything.
No, you're right, Fenner. But this is a series that it's just filmmakers talking about current movies, and I guess it's Netflix. It's like a little 10-minute pop, right?
Wait, but
And
people talk and they own that.
Correct. Apparently
They
they
want-
own it. So screw
They
me.
want to drive they'd want to drive their traffic to their site.
Yeah,
And if he drives it through his site, if he drives it through YouTube, then they take exception to it.
yeah.
That's it.
It's so much
Draco
for the
knows.
doctrine of fair use, and it's
Yeah.
fair use comes. It's a really shaky thing. It's not
Exactly.
well defined, honestly. So I mean, drop in a full video that somebody else made and whatever have you, whether attributed or not, it can get you in a little bit of trouble. But and like I said, I get that with a full show. Like, if that clip that Polly dropped was like a 10-minute, mini thing that Netflix has and it's their copyright, what have you. I mean, I guess, okay, it's kind of dumb, but at least I get it. They do kind of own the production of that. But playing trailers like this, especially when you're having fun and everybody's reacting and saying what you think about it, I mean, that's what a trailer's for.
That's
Yes,
right.
there have been a lot of
Netflix should be
strikes.
Behaving nice
I've
with
got-
people. They should be nice to people. I mean, does anyone even still remember the whole cuties debacle? They should be starting to be nice to people, so they don't remember that.
But it's not even Netflix. It's like I've gotten so many strikes, and I fought like a dozen recently, and I got 11 back, right? Because I claimed we're a cultural show. No, I got the hours back. Like they
Well, I'm
released
glad
them.
you did it. I'm glad you
Yeah,
did
yeah.
it. That's a
Because I'm saying the
lot.
Latino, I'm like claiming, look, you can't trademark a freaking culture. I'm talking about a culture. I'm talking about music. I'm talking about so they're like so then they release them. I think
Right.
I actually think if you fight them, you do get your hours back, and that's all what we care about.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's
good
actually
point,
the thing.
Paulie.
I think it's
Never
not
have
copyright.
to-
All right, guys.
I don't receive. I don't even have videos.
All right.
Hey, so I have to run, but I wanted to make sure I wanted to come in here
Thoth?
for this huge live stream. 251 subscribers now. That is just unbelievable, Jake D.
Yeah,
You have
badass.
some amazing content. Look at all the friends you have here that love your work and that are all part of it. And we love you, man. We love what you're doing. Keep it up. Anytime I can be here, I love that you invite me and keep us all part of the loop. And yeah, man, just it's been awesome being a part of it. So thank you very much, and good luck on the next 250, man. I can't wait to be I can't wait to be celebrating 500
That
or
is the next big one. Yes.
50,000.
It's close. It's close.
So nice
It's
to see you
doable.
all. Great to
It's
see
a
you
grind.
all as part of it, and I'll catch you in the next stream that you're all a part of.
All right. Enjoy dinner with Lady Thoth, my friend.
What's going on,
Thank you,
Lord?
brother.
Take care, brother.
Later,
Take care.
dude.
Peace, Lord Thought.
Cheers.
See you, man.
All right, man. So I guess that's probably all there is to chat through on
Okay, one
the
more
Godzilla
thing.
Kong. Go ahead.
One more
Fenrir.
thing. All of you, be careful. This copyright shit is messed up. I got my channel removed from me for some reason. I don't even have videos. I had to send a shit ton of messages to them. They are crazy with power. So just be careful with these assholes.
Oh
They
yeah.
are not crazy with power. They are currently using a lot, and I mean a lot, of the artificial intelligence to control what you are doing. So if you have a comment that they dislike, they can actually nuke your channel.
All right.
comment that you have made somewhere else.
The red shirt has joined us live. Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Not
shirt.
just another red shirt.
Yes.
The
Yes.
red shirt and a pink shirt.
He used chlorine.
Yeah.
Jake D, I wanted to come on and add my congratulations for hitting your milestone and subscribers. That's awesome. Really. And I'm glad you didn't play that trailer a third time.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Okay, what the red shirt? Do you do TV or audiobooks or something? Because I swear to God, I heard your voice somewhere. I always feel like I heard your voice somewhere.
He's got a great voice. He's got a great voice.
Yeah, it's like I've heard it somewhere.
I mean,
TV
it's
or
not as
books,
good as
something.
Vigilante Williamson, but
Boy, I'm glad at least I have one fan. I appreciate it, Paulie. It has an
I got
excellent
you.
radio voice.
I got you since like sub
make some good
40
music,
or
bro.
50, man. I've had you. You know, I got your back, bro.
Yeah, and I
Hey,
appreciate
give me hey, Vigilante. One day I'm gonna need your help to make a beat, a song, something, music.
I got you.
'Cause you know how to do it good.
Yeah.
Just another red shirt. Yeah, you have a great voice. You should be right here.
That's funny. Oh, check out this shirt I got, guys.
Oh.
What do we
Show
got
us.
here?
Oh yeah, let's get
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Ah.
What do we got here?
Very nice.
Oh, karate. Oh,
Is that Miyagi-Do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Yagiro
Dude.
Karate.
We've been wanting to have a good Cobra Kai discussion on the show for a
ready.
while. Nick, I know you are finally caught up. Paulie, you're caught up on Cobra Kai, right?
Oh yeah, I even got schooled by the mom. I was mispronouncing the actor's name.
Sholo.
Hi.
Sholo.
Yes. Red shirt.
Yeah.
Are you caught up on Cobra Kai?
Not yet. So,
All right. Draco Pablo?
I'm working on the Expanse, and I'm way behind on that, and I am definitely getting on Cobra Kai next.
I haven't even started on the Expanse. I hear it's insanely awesome from everyone. I just
It
want to
is.
start.
But it is not easy. It is one to watch and think about. I don't think I could not binge the Expanse because I'd get lost. I have to watch it, talk about it with Mrs. Redshirt. We talk about what we saw, what each of us saw that the other didn't, and there's a lot going on there. That's the thing. That's not something to just. It's not candy. It's not eye candy. You don't just binge that for 4 hours and that's enough.
And you can't have it in the background while you're doing something else. You got to watch.
Yeah,
Yes, you do.
no, definitely.
Not to give me spoilers.
And
He's
JD,
also got that. You go just another red shirt.
I'm almost halfway done with the book. So
Hey, all right. So Red Shirt's going to be joining us. We're going to be starting. Hey, why not? We'll do a little announcement right now.
Mhm.
So we're going to be doing a little bit of a new content for the channel. And that is, there's a series of books out there called Expeditionary Forces that my roommate had been bugging me to read these books for a while. And it's a near future sci-fi series about a regular Joe sergeant from the Army that gets involved in an alien invasion, ends up in an off-world expeditionary force to help fight against the aliens, and he runs into a super intelligent, ancient alien AI that helps him and the human race fight back. And it is hysterical. It's fun, and they're easy reads. You know, these are if you crank into them, you can read the book in 2 or 3 days. Now, if you don't have that much time, of course, 2-3 weeks, whatever your reading is. But they're fun stories, and so Red Shirt and possibly Val Gear, who's been an occasional guest on the channel, we're going to start discussing the series. Maybe do 1 or 2 of these a month. And those will be coming out in the relatively near future, as soon as Red Shirt finishes reading the book.
Cool. That sounds like you're doing it right, Jake, because you want to hit you want to have something as far as on your channel that no one else is doing, but that you love doing. And I know you love doing all the reviews and stuff, and I'm glad you've stuck to your Sunday afternoon thread, and I believe I helped give you advice.
Oh, you certainly did help
Don't be
reinforce the
changing,
importance.
man. Don't be changing your day and time, brother. So yeah, man. I'm jacked. I'm jacked for the crew, for you guys, all you guys, except for Nick. You like guys get all sappy and shit. Yeah, see if he wasn't sleeping, man.
He
He'll turn it off. He's like,
probably shoving some Thin Mints down his throat. That's why you had it on camera.
I have actually been thinking about a couple of shows to do on my channel because I actually don't have a set time and day for anything I do. So I have been thinking about doing this show about anime for not anime fans. So if you like Star Trek, if you like Star Wars, if you like Game of Thrones, which anime you should watch and which anime should be around the same ballpark for what you like. So
Yeah, that sounds cool.
yeah,
That's
a
a
lot of
great
times you try to tackle anime and you get into something that is not out your alley, and you will end up discarding the whole thing because, well, it's quite difficult to get into anime if you are not already into it. So, but there's a lot of ways to get into anime, and there's a lot of animes for science fiction people, for fantasy people. Like the other day, I was ranting about Spice and Wolf. It's an anime about Europe on the Catholic expansion, but with a little bit of magic and the politics, the way they work every single thing, the way the plot goes is quite cerebral. Cerebral is quite intricate. So for Game of Thrones fans or for Lord of the Rings fans, it's just incredible to watch. It's not something that will get you into every single anime, but it's something that I know people will enjoy, and maybe we need to start picking up things from another places and mix and match. Out of late, what is coming from Hollywood is mostly stale, and that's maybe the main issue.
Great idea, Pablo. I love that. I mean, I'm aware of anime, but that's kind of the extent of it for the most part, right? There were a few things maybe I watched as a kid. Like I had a thing, I liked Robotech. That was cool.
Oh yeah.
Robotech was cool.
I think it's a great idea.
I
I think like with Foulball, what he does so well, like it's almost like Expanse for dummies, for people like me, because it's like he's breaking it down, and that's what you want. Like it's like he's become the authority on that, become the authority on anime or whatever it is, and just see it through, man. Don't take a break, because you'll just get better and better. Like I told homeboy Flavors, it's like once you start streaming, don't stop. Like practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, running a live stream. Running a live stream.
That's right.
Running
My
a
new
live stream is a
weekly.
different world. It's a different world, as I'm learning over the past few weeks.
Running versus attending, there's a difference, that's for sure. And it's anything else, it takes practice.
In anime, you have a lot of times where, let's say, a sequel trilogy, like on Star Wars, the sequel trilogy. If you do that, then you can actually make something good out of that. And the other day, I was thinking about what can you do with Star Wars to make it right? If they don't reset the clock, if they don't get rid of the sequel tragedy, what can they do? And I actually cracked a bit of what. Okay, imagine this. The crawl text starts, episode 10. You see that Rey is actually missing. Finn is on a mission to get clues about the Jedi. And the movie starts. Finn enters into this huge temple. falls into a trap. Someone comes from behind with a green lightsaber. It ignites right in front of his face, and then he hears the voice of Ahsoka that is walking slowly from the shadows. He has now been captured by the real Jedi. Yeah. Rey, meanwhile, is lost trying to find her way because he's hearing the voice of Kylo Ren, of Snoke, of Luke, but in a distorted way. And she's actually falling into a lot of rage. So she is in a fight. She ignites her yellow lightsaber, starts fighting, and in a moment she slashes. The blade turns red, and a lot of thunder comes out of it. So you know something is going on with her. Okay? She is the avatar of both the dark side of the Force and the light side of the Force because she joined both the powers in her. And because of that, actually the Force is breaking apart in the universe. She is sucking everything inside her. So now the new hero will be Finn trying to defeat Rey, guided by Ahsoka, by a young Grogu that will actually become a knight in this trilogy, and you will have his rise to becoming part of the Force, stopping this monopoly of the Force and restoring, making an actual awakening of the Force in the whole universe, and not letting it be inside of this Mary Sue that is a Mary Sue because she's an avatar. And now you will be stitching a bit of the things that have gone wrong on the universe together. And actually, you will blame Rey for all of that stuff, evil stuff that's happening, because you know what? Maybe she's losing control. Maybe no one should have that amount of power. And now you will have a faction that is the actual Jedi's training Finn, and you will have Force Ghost appearing. You can have now you can actually have Obi-Wan Kenobi. You can have Luke Skywalker. You can have Yoda, and every single one of them will be giving a bit of the puzzle to Finn. While Rey is going into a mission in the first movie to try to calm herself, to try to find focus, she ends on the same temple that Luke was on the sequel tragedy. She touches the mirror, then she sees a dark version of herself, a light version of herself. Each one of them reach the face of the other, take out the face, and then you see Rey again in front of the mirror, her eyes glowing in a yellow, almost red color, and there it ends. The first movie is setting up Rey as a came back of the dark side of the Force, and Finn is the one, and he's weak. He's not a real Jedi. He's weak, and he will have to face the ultimate Mary Sue transformed in a monster to reestablish the universe.
All right, Pablo, hang on to that thought for just 1 second. Paulie, you got to get rolling out of here, right, brother?
Oh, sorry.
My God,
He's trying to say goodbye, but he's on mute.
Hey, you still on mute.
Mute.
I know, Pablo. I think that your concepts are great. The thing is that you put in more work than any of those employees at Lucasfilm.
God damn it.
It's like, man, that's actually interesting. I would say put the recorder on, the audio recorder on, and do what you just did. Then get it to someone who can draw and have them draw sketches, and then you put that video together. That's a killer little video, man. Like a what if
concept art. Yes.
Yeah.
Concept art.
Yeah, but okay, I gotta split. So I just wanted to say hello, Jake, and congratulations, bro.
Appreciate you popping in, Paulie. Have a good
Take care,
evening,
Paulie.
brother.
You two guys, be good.
Well, so
long,
We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Okay, Jake D, I'm gonna step out. I just want to say, I'll say
trying to say bye,
congratulations
Paul.
again. That's awesome. You've earned it. You've certainly worked for it. Keep it going. I will
Appreciate
be
it.
back I will be in the chat with my wrench here. I'm not bailing on you, but I'll just step off the stream. So everybody,
Thank you.
It was great seeing you. Great talking, and I look forward to the rest of the stream.
All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
Great seeing you, man.
So, WandaVision. So we did a good stream earlier today on WandaVision. Fenrir was there. Nick was there. We had a lot of fun. We talked about this thing for a good hour and a half earlier today, and that video is back up on the channel if anybody wants to watch that on the replay a little bit later. But I ran into this article today that I found just fascinating because
I'm not surprised to see this.
It is the exact opposite of what all of us have had to say about WandaVision. So I want to go through this. I want to get your guys' take on this. I mean, so just the headline, right? WandaVision has been.
It's just going slower than what we thought.
Yeah, it's been disappointing, and no one wants to admit it.
I saw Ichibaka bring this up. Reading the title, I didn't even bother going deeper, but carry on.
Yeah, so so this author from SF Gate says, hey, if you're using conventional methods to gauge whether WandaVision is worth watching, you'd be led to believe it's can't miss television. It's the first Disney Plus show produced by Marvel Studios and the first Marvel Cinematic Universe project in over a year. Twitter users rant and rave about it. It has a 94% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. These are all true statements.
Oh my God, what being uses Twitter to shit about things?
Marketers, I keep telling people it's not conspiracy. These companies look at Twitter as to what people want.
This has always bugged me because it's not just because Twitter is a dumpster fire, but it is. Twitter was never Facebook. It was never MySpace. It was never Instagram. It was never TikTok. It was never Snapchat. It was never the number one platform ever in its history. It's barely been number two, and it's definitely not number two now. So why is this the big? Like, I can understand if you said Facebook. I was okay.
Yeah,
use
I would
Facebook
too.
that. I wouldn't question it. I was like, okay, Facebook. But Twitter, why?
I mean, he points out all these great things, right? 94% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Twitter is what it is. Twitter's a fucking cesspool that I don't go to, but everybody on Twitter apparently loves this show. And to his point, everything about it that you see suggests it's a great show. And yes, well, if it's on Twitter, it must be true, Sentient Dildo. You're exactly right, my friend.
And if it's on Rotten Tomatoes, then it must be true, huh?
Let me anticipate this article. It's what I said the last time. They want it now. They cannot wait to have actual plot development. They want it on the first episode, on the first 5 minutes, so they can, the rest of the episode, go to Twitter and fuck off.
Yeah.
So, and you want to know something? I think it could go a little slower, and maybe I'm alone in that. But just personally, because I like living in the world, and I feel like sometimes it sort of breaks the world it builds too much. And I'm like, no, just let me just chill in the 50s or the 70s or whatever. I like that. But I want to play Angel's Advocate, not necessarily defend it, but I do understand how someone can watch this stuff, see all the acclaim, and just not like it. Just like, I genuinely get it, but I just don't like it. I get that. I understand that opinion.
Yeah. So it's funny because he is going to get into it a little bit. And I want to read through the criticisms and get everybody's sort of responses to them.
All right, cool.
So, so WandaVision, like the show's fictional setting of Westview, is not what it seems. The show pitched itself as a mystery sitcom hybrid where viewers are treated to slapstick comedy and feelings of nostalgia for classic television shows such as I Love Lucy and The Brady Bunch, while unraveling the mystery of what or who is afflicting Elizabeth Olsen's Wanda Maximoff in this warped reality. So, like, my initial reaction to that is I don't think it was billed as slapstick comedy.
I don't think so. I knew it was definitely based to be sitcom-y, but I never thought slapstick comedy was going to be a part of it because I thought they were going to get that whole like sitcom aspect at the bare minimum. But the fact that they've gone the absolute maximum has been a big fat bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And they conserve the way the episode should go in that specific series because they are picking up from different series and they are actually keeping a lot of what should be there. So let's say you are in the first episode. The way Wanda moves the things, Wanda does the things is different from what you see in the third episode. In the third episode, we are in the 70s, and you will have actually a lot more talking, a lot more. Let's say people were focused on the fact that it was color, and they stopped caring about the background so much. And you see this, even the house that was supposed to be neighboring Wanda's house is gone.
Yes.
In the third
yes.
episode.
Oh God, yeah. Everything around the house is now so clearly a set and
Yes.
and like a painted canvas as opposed to even being remotely real. That was
I did like that detail.
I loved that detail.
And they take care to present these details in a way you should not be aware those details are there, but they are. And
Unless you're watching for them.
yeah, and every single detail is important. No, we are seeing, and I was right last week, Wanda is actually affecting this reality, is actually mix and matching a lot of things.
Mhm.
And maybe we are getting the thing that happened before because now we have a direct pointer. Something happened to Wanda.
Yes.
It's not related to Vision, it's related to Wanda. Something is about her, and this containment field that we see. Well, I don't want to spoil a lot, but maybe they are trying to prevent the new reality from taking over because that's in the comics, that's her power. She can actually eliminate every single mutant. She can actually make Magneto the overlord of the whole planet.
Yeah, House of M.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So she is picking apart a lot of her experience in the background. And we are seeing it on a way we should not be aware of every single thing until we see the next episode. And it's like, oh, so that's where that's what she is doing. And I don't want to spoil, but she is actually doing something.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
that theory about she becoming the villain, I think that's where she's going.
Could be.
Yeah,
So
that's probably there. Look, I'm
let's-
just gonna say, when it comes to Twitter, you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. So when you enter, you must be cautious.
Yes, I agree. All right, let's see what else this guy's got to say about the show, though, because he's starting to really get into his criticism now. He says,
Uh-oh.
So on its face, it's an ambitious, compelling idea that excited many Marvel nerds like him. Scarlet Witch is one of the MCU's most underrated characters, and fans have been crying out for Disney to take risks with the Marvel content for several years. Totally agree with everything he's written there.
That's true.
In addition, the show was widely expected to explore the MCU's multiverse, which is going to be key to upcoming sequels for Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. But there's multiple, he's being clever here, hexes on WandaVision that constrain its ability to be rendered as anything other than a disappointment through its first 3 episodes, even if diehard fans are seemingly reluctant to admit it. So,
Or critics are reluctant to see what we see.
I've got to pause there and just, by a quick vote around the panel, were you getting bored with the MCU? Draco?
I had getting bored. No, I was always bored except when things that I wanted to see happened. It was never a complete positive. It was always wait for it. Ooh, that was neat. Oh, no, wait for it. At least that was my experience.
Okay. So yes, you were experiencing some significant boredom with the MCU. Fenrir, were you
Always.
starting to get bored with the MCU?
The MCU died for me in Endgame. Everything else is just, I guess it's just to burn the time, because I'm only gonna go see Eternals to see what the fuck they're gonna do to Jack Kirby's Golden Works.
Gay sex.
I just need to see what they do to Jack Kirby's creation. That is what I'm going to do. Fuck JC, fuck Miss Marvel, fuck Captain Marvel, fuck everything else.
I'm not Kevin Feige, no.
I'm hearing a little frustration with the MCU from Fenrir. So, Nick, was the MCU starting to get boring to you?
Yes and no. I mean, yes, in terms of the direction where it was going, Captain Marvel. And I personally like Endgame. I will not pretend that there are flaws with the movie. And maybe just because it was a story where, we were finally getting to that big finale and they had a bunch of great moments in the movie. So I feel like they were finally, giving us some proper closure. So in that sense, I was invested. I was, getting a sense of some sameness involved. And once again, I will not pretend that that doesn't exist. But overall, I was still highly invested. But, once these announcements came up, I think it was around the 2019 SDCC. You had your Miss Marvels announced, and then you had your Shang-Chi's announced. Like, don't get me wrong, I actually do like Shang-Chi. He's not exactly a go-to character. I've known about him for like 10 years now. But the reason people are going to act like they're into him now is because of the MCU announcement. I'm aware of him. I like him. I was always more of an Iron Fist guy. And the fact that he was depicted as crappily as he was on the Netflix show is not a safe, accurate depiction of how he truly is. And that was another thing that drove me crazy because, Iron Fist is a character, and that is once again where the no comes in, because we see characters who are white, and they had there's a whole lot of controversy just because of Iron Fist being white with martial arts.
Asian next. It is a rumor they're going to turn him Asian in the next movie. They're going to turn him Asian.
But
Which kind of ruins his dynamic with Luke Cage, because their dynamic was a white guy and a black guy actually being good friends with each other.
Yeah, but anyways, we'll have that conversation. But yeah, for the most part, I was like saying, it was like I was complete, but at the same time, I was ready to have a few steps on the door on the way out.
All right, so V-Dub, where were you at with the MCU? Was it starting to bore you? Was it were you still super into it after Endgame? Where were you at?
Endgame. The MCU, when I really think about it, I wonder if I was ever an MCU fan, because when I saw Age of Ultron, I said, huh? And then I saw Civil War, and I actually, because remember it came out the same year as Batman vs. Superman. We kind of talked about that. We talked about Batman vs. Superman. Came out the same year, and I thought, you know what? This is actually the same movie as Batman vs. Superman. It's just done better. But it has some of the same problems. And there's no hero.
Point.
And I don't really know if I'm with the MCU. So from that point, and then the Ant-Mans and the Doctor Stranges, and they're cool, but it's like all these movies are just cool. I think I only like Winter Soldier and the first Avengers and the first Iron Man. And there's just a bunch of other cool movies. So by the time we got to Infinity War, which I thought was better than Endgame, but still had moments that pissed me off, I was like, Endgame, thank you just for being over. I didn't really like Endgame. Some of it was okay. But I was just like, just thank you. Just go away. Just please go away. So I was long. It was like gradually, but I had been checking out for almost the whole thing when I really look back at it.
That's fair. What about you, Pablo?
Well, I want you to picture, have you seen the statistics on how people see movies on Pornhub? That there's
No, I have not.
there's a lot of points where people see, but a lot of the movie is never watched. You only see the good parts, Yeah. So that's the way I see the MCU. I actually will see only the parts that I actually like, and the rest, I don't need it. This is mental fab for me. I want to be happy a while. I don't want to see the balls there.
So no, Captain Marvel's the boss. I
Exactly.
would imagine.
Oh,
So
And then
it's
like,
the
It
hairy
always comes
scrotum
back
of
to
it
the
all.
hub for you, Pablo, doesn't it?
and I love
Ant-Man just
some-
talking on the black couch.
I love some movies that most people don't, like Iron Man 3. I know most people don't like it, but for me, it was in Engineer, the movie.
Tony Stark experience.
Yeah, Tony Stark is an engineer, and a lot of old Iron Man comics actually set him as a mind that will be even more dangerous without the suit. The suit is the way he fights
Because he has to be
in
more
a
creative.
yeah. So seeing him doing gadgets and actually be an engineer doing intelligent things was refreshing for me. Meanwhile, other movies that are full of action, like Spider-Man Homeless or whatever it's called, it was not good for me. I needed more Spider-Man on my Spider-Man movie.
Fair enough, man. So
That's
I think
Iron.
yes, I mean universally across the panel, and within the chat, right? People are basically saying that either, at kind of Infinity War Endgame, or even if for a lot of people much earlier than that, had started to check out of this whole MCU genre push as being kind of the king of cinema. And I think the more hardcore a book fan you were, probably the sooner you started checking out. That's just a guess on my part, but I think knowing where you guys sit as far as where you come from as comic book fans, I think I'm hearing a trend.
Nova in that scene where the Hulk fell down the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah,
because in the original comics it was Nova, not Hulk.
It was a Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
no, it was Nova, I think.
I thought Surfer, but anyways, go on.
Either
Dave.
way, yeah. So I'm hearing, a lot of people were starting to check out. Now, the other thing that I'm experiencing from WandaVision is that a lot of those people who were checked out, not all of them, but a lot of them checked back in at this show.
I'm hearing that too. Lots of that.
And so this guy goes on to say, in the article, more importantly, the comedy is not anywhere close to where it needs to be to sustain a sitcom. Number one is
the comedy was the bad part of the movies.
So, WandaVision isn't a sitcom, and
It's not.
It's an horror film. Not. Functionally, it is a setting. The comedy is part of a setting that is part of what's going on. It is not the actual front runner. The comedy is meant to sit you inside of the 50s sitcom, the 60s sitcom, the 70s sitcom. On top, beneath that is the actual story that's going on, the little moments that are actually connected throughout the series.
Yeah.
And all of these are the greater tale.
And Red Shirt absolutely nails it.
Yup.
This hack actually appears to believe that we're supposed to see WandaVision as an actual homage to or remake of TV sitcoms. And that is not what it is at all, you fucking idiot.
In a weird way, it's a credit to how well it nails that aesthetic that it makes you think that's entirely a different genre than what it is. And Foulball on one of these streams, it may have even been on his own, nailed it out of the park. It's a David Lynch inspired thing. It's a very bizarre, kind of heady inspired thing in the Marvel universe. That's what makes it. That's what to me gives it the charm. But one thing I will kind of say, not to defend the guy, but one thing I thought, and I'll probably say this in my review when I do it for the third episode, is it's not necessarily a mistake. Oh boy, he probably did.
Right.
I bet he did.
Oh hell, Bree. But I would almost like this more. Like I feel like this is equal parts bizarre and equal parts sitcom, and I almost wish it was like either picked like go harder in the sitcom where you just feel things are wrong, or like incredibly bizarre where like things hack up?
I feel people are gonna call me a sexist, but did anyone else realize that her ass was too flat?
On
Who,
Captain
Captain
Marvel?
Marvel?
Yeah, she.
I didn't realize that Kevin Feige.
No. I
Yeah,
gotta reset expectations here, guys. Captain Marvel just has no ass. It's
None.
not too flat. It just ain't there at all.
I don't know how Kevin Feige gets it done, but I mean, goodness, there's no cheeks at all.
Let's
I
say
don't-
this: Captain Marvel has the same amount of blood that the amount of ass.
Yeah, I don't want to see her on the hub. Keep her with
Yeah.
Chance.
But unless we're talking about Kenji Taylor's Captain Marvel, of course.
Yeah.
And the one that
Him.
the one that's writing this article have never seen actual comic books. Why?
Nope.
If you read Doctor Strange, and that's why I loved the Doctor Strange movie.
I do too.
It's a mystery horror mismatch of a comic. It's not superheroes. It's
Exactly.
about
Doctor Strange is more of a supernatural adventure guy. If he comes in contact with a superhero, it's mostly a mystical one who's also dealing with the same crap.
actually he discards a lot of superheroes because he can only move his hand and is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but Doctor Strange is one of the most powerful characters
in the
the
multiverse.
whole Marvel.
Yep. Big time.
You have to be very good on your drama with characters like damn it, no, Doctor Strange, because he is so powerful. He and Wanda are characters that do, just like you said, Pablo. They can basically remove a character from the setting. So you have to really hit on why they are stuck doing a certain thing a certain way, and then that's more interesting because now we're into the reasons why this human being with these tremendous powers has to go through the door, has to open up the chest or whatever. They got to do the basic stuff.
Or you actually don't, like in WandaVision. Vision is supposed to be this powerful being. And in WandaVision, there's a lot of moments when he is part of this world. He is not over the rules of this reality. He's actually bound by it, like when he eats the bubblegum. He is bound by the reality he is in. And no matter how fast, how strong, how powerful he is, he will still be bound by this reality.
Yeah.
So there's times, even if you are trying to do a full Bizarro world, and with Doctor Strange you can go full Bizarro. You can have characters that should be powerful in front of him being useless, and the setting doesn't need to make sense because you are in a Doctor Strange movie. You are seeing a distorted reality or another completely different reality where that superhero might be, let's say Ant-Man, may be actually an ant. Why? Because that's how the rules work on magic. It's not logic. You are not bound by the barriers that you are bound on Iron Man. The suit cannot phase through objects because that's not the power that the suit have. In Doctor Strange, if at any moment Ant-Man actually phases through an object, well, there's magic and maybe the object is losing is a structure, or maybe Ant-Man is the one that's losing the structure, and you can play with that. You can make a lot of things weirder for the enjoyment of your public, and in WandaVision that's happening.
Absolutely, man. So here's where this guy, to me, really starts going off the rails here, guys. And he says, so Olsen and Bettany do everything in their respective superpowers to breathe life into an otherwise unimaginative script. But the writing is just not there. The scenarios the characters find themselves in are banal. and most, if not all, the one-liners fall flat. I mean, holy
No, she's not flat.
Really?
This guy, like, is he
Deep
one
as
of
a
the
puddle in the desert.
Man,
holy
there are
shit.
criticisms of this that you can give. If he would just say, I just don't care, or the aesthetic doesn't work for me, or it leans too heavy into an aesthetic I don't like, I would say, okay, I understand that. You don't really like the 50s, you just don't like it. It's just not, you don't get on with it. But no, he says, it's not well written. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'd like to see this guy have a shot, and he will fail 100% at trying to take a writing shot.
I just want to know what he thinks is well written.
Captain Marvel, man. Captain Marvel.
Marvel, clearly.
Here's this guy down here. Here's the point, several miles above his head. Meow.
Yes, yes, exactly. I'm blown away by these sentences. Just entire. I mean, first off, to call the script unimaginative. Has he even watched the show?
I think he watched it while tweeting. He watched it while tweeting, and then selectively caught certain scenes, and then said, "Oh,
on
damn
his phone.
Okay, yeah, he was watching. Yeah, he could just watch on his phone. Who knows? He was definitely watching this selectively. He was watching this very selectively. This is one of those things, as I have said before, in many videos of mine, or many are straight. This guy was consuming this show for what he wanted it to be, not for what it truly is. And there's a huge difference. You gotta consume something for what it is, because when you take it for what you want it to be, it's you who has a chance of ruining what that property truly is. And this is definitely what this guy is doing, and it shows.
Yeah, I mean,
in other words, you don't go to a candy shop to get cocaine.
Exactly. Beggars can't be choosers. And once again, the proof is in the goddamn Belgian chocolate pudding.
How's it weed?
Hey, I can't just go to McDonald's and get a Whopper, okay?
But I want a Whopper, Nick.
Depending on how high are you.
Okay, fine. I'll be Chuck Norris and ask for one. I'll get one anyway.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely stuff to criticize in the show. No question about it, right? But it's imaginative qualities and the cleverness and the multi-layers that are occurring in the writing and the performances of this show absolutely are not things to criticize. And it's like this guy is going full bore at what are the extreme strengths of this show. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Sentient dildo, he is most definitely a white guy. And
yes. Yeah, hey!
He definitely is.
This guy could clearly go and write for Caitlyn Kennedy. That level.
Yeah, and
representation.
The fact that the scenarios are, as this guy describes them, banal, that was kind of the fucking point. That was the point of them.
That's what I appreciate.
Fantasy. That's what she's creating.
Yeah, it was sort of like it was
the
like
whole
the
idea.
sitcom.
She wanted it to be like the sitcom. She is forcing it to be like the sitcoms. If you actually watch the fucking show, you'd realize that the whole sitcom level thing is what she is forcing this world into, regardless of what anyone around her wants otherwise.
Yes.
Imaginative, lack of imagination, my.
This is a farce. The whole show, the whole setting is a farce. You are not seeing a theater play. Imagine you are seeing a movie. You need to know what you are seeing. You need to know what you are into. And this guy doesn't get it, doesn't get what's going on, because he's actually trying to look for something else. He's looking for punches and action, and sorry, but a witch should not be on that kind of stuff. The kind of stuff that you are seeing on the screen is the kind of thing that a witch will do. playing with reality, playing with your senses, playing with the things that are around you. She won't be throwing you a punch because she will be sorry, but she will punch like a girl, and that's it.
Well, fortunately, Wanda doesn't need to punch. She'll just rip you
Exactly.
apart with her
Yeah,
reality
right.
altering mind powers.
I would never cross
Toss you
that
right out of her
Nope.
world.
The last person I would fuck with is the Scarlet Witch. That's for goddamn
Yep.
sure.
Yeah, right.
This guy just continues to completely fucking miss it, right? So he goes on. There are only so many jokes you can make about the fact that Vision is a robot and not human. The first 3 episodes seem hell-bent on bludgeoning that horse to a gory death, typically reserved for Asgardians in the MCU.
Because she's conscious of it. She is really conscious of. She is actually dating a dildo.
You know, it's funny. I thought about like, isn't Vision only 5 years old? So what the hell is this? With
Okay.
these women protagonists
MILF,
breaking
man.
An underage dildo, then.
She's a MILF.
But like, oh my god, he so doesn't get it. Like,
No, he's 8 years old. He's 8 years old. Because
8 years old.
2023, remember? 2023?
Yes.
Oh yeah, so that makes him 8 years old.
8-year-older with a mind as deep and as wide as the creation of the universe because of the stone in his fucking head.
Let's say if that rolls with the police.
If it was,
Let's see if that works with the police when he uses the stone to lift them and move them anywhere he wants to in the universe in a second.
Yeah. So I mean, Red Shirt.
Sorry, officer. I know he's 8 years old, but he acts like a 25. So
billion.
One woman raped the guy from us. This is nothing. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, Red Shirt is got it like on the nose here, right? So assuming you can accept superheroes as normal people, which I mean, anytime you're watching anything about superheroes, you kind of just sort of need to accept that, right? This show is a classic farce. Normal people in extraordinary, bizarre situations. Exactly. And this dude, that just went completely over. Completely missed it, man.
Yeah.
actually, this is the reverse. It's extraordinary people on a normal setting. This is the fun on this.
Yeah.
They are not supposed to be in a normal household doing normal stuff. Vision should not be worrying about impregnating her because, well, you know, dildo.
Yeah, he's an android.
But-
Yes, Fenrir.
But yeah, this setting is supposed to be off, and that's what they are not getting. This is supposed to feel wrong.
I mean, did anyone here read that comic book about Vision and his robotic made family?
Yep.
We all can
the,
see
the
that.
miniseries. Yep.
Even an android can cry.
Yes, and that is basically the comic was the idea of synthezoids trying to embrace humanity even though they are not human. Kind of like a certain character called Superman. But go back
Or
to Vision.
Yeah.
Data.
Yeah. Well, the
but-
thing is, go ahead.
Badly. Got into a psychopath.
Well, if you remember in that Vision book, I mean, when he created Virginia, her memories, her consciousness was created from the mindset and memories of Wanda. And instead, obviously, that's not going to be in the show, but they're going with the witch instead. But there's clearly that element of trying to embrace humanity from that book in this show. So they're taking very loose threads from that 12-issue miniseries and putting that from the suburban life to the humanity aspect.
Let's save some of this for Friday. Let's save some of this for
Yeah.
Friday.
There you go. There you
You
go.
well, yeah. To be fair, this part was relevant to the show.
Yeah. So this idiot goes on though, right? He's not done. So, and add an extended bit in the second episode where the android swallows gum and behaves drunkenly at a magic show, and it's so overdone and grating, I nearly found myself rooting for Thanos to show up. I mean,
Good for
so
you.
God,
Is he
doesn't-
not getting the part where Wanda is actually compensating the reality for him?
no.
Exactly. Or the fact that if you want to go deep, that it's part of the reality. Like the reason he keeps trying to show the reality to be false is like him trying to escape. Like everyone's slightly trying to escape. Maybe I'm spoiling future episodes, but you can kind of look at that. Like he keeps trying to expose, hey, we have superpowers, and then she hides it away.
And there's a lot of detail in this show. I mean, if you look into some characters, you can see that there's some facial expressions showing either fear or worry about something.
Yes.
They're not speaking.
Yes.
And normally that's when Wanda acts weird and everything goes to hell. Like, let's say she reboots the scene in the middle of Vision's sentence because he was getting to the point. He was saying, hey, this shit is something weird and I think you did it. And then everything is resetted and he's happy.
I mean, there's something wrong with you, Wanda, right?
Exactly.
And she rewinds.
I mean, this has been going on since the beginning. It was one of the things I thought that her friend next door, the brunette, she knew something was going on, but she was either forced or she was playing along with the world. And in this episode, while she's there with Herb next door, trying to cut through the embankment there with the shears, they're both either trapped deliberately, playing along, or seeing what they can get away with until they finally, no, I've got to get out of here. I'm out of the scene now.
Yeah.
And it's that layering that points back into the idea. Some people know this thing is going on. Some people are there for a reason, and some people are trying like hell to get out.
And the scene was set up like that. If you see, this is how the conversation with the guy cutting the wall went. You are cutting the wall. Yeah.
Herb.
You get that you are Herb. You get that you are cutting the wall. Yeah.
And he keeps going.
Thanks, Fenrir.
Going while watching him, while looking right, eyes tracked on each other, and Vision is kind of like, yeah, okay.
And that's the joke.
So
And that part, is they know they are acting weird, but at this point, it doesn't matter. If you realize that, Wanda will go reset.
Yes.
Everything is okay. Everything is fine.
And like this guy's complete inability to even remotely grasp what they're doing with this show is really on display in this next rant here. And he says, if WandaVision had been able to better execute the sitcom portion of the show, it could get away with the fact that the mystery portion moves even slower than parts of the first Thor movie. Each episode
Your lack of drugs disturbs me.
Each episode is roughly 30 minutes long and contains maybe 2 to 3 what's going on there moments per sitting.
I would say the whole damn thing is what's going on there moment.
Dude,
he's not watching this.
The first
He's not
Thor
watching the
movie.
show.
The first Thor movie is 2 hours. This show is a 9-episode, half-hour to 40-minute things. There is a different flow to a 2-hour movie versus essentially an 6-hour TV show / movie. Everyone caught.
We're getting about 22 minutes, about 22 minutes per episode on this.
Things differently with a show. To compare that to a 2-hour movie does not come close.
Wanna bet this guy is
sex. That is why he is so pissed.
Wanna bet this guy is one of those guys that go to the movie, pay the full price for admission, actually purchases a lot of candy, a lot of popcorn, sodas, goes into the movie, 10 minutes, the phone rang, and he's out.
Yep. Oh, yeah. That's this guy.
And then he gives us bone in the next.
Which is better for me because I'm the one that will be getting that popcorn and that soda. You know, you cannot waste that kind of stuff, and he's lying there. So I will enjoy this series while he's out there fighting. I don't know, with himself.
No, this guy is aware of the point. I thought the point was like a couple miles over his head, but he's actually aware of it. He's like waving it as it goes by. Go ahead, Jake. Read the.
Yeah, he's missing it.
The next one, when he's talking about the breakthrough moments, right, where we get the glimpse of the outer world, he says these moments are usually well executed. The ending of the 3rd episode, spoilers, is by far the best scene of the show so far. Wanda has a tense conversation with her neighbor Geraldine. I think he means Foxy. Did he really watch the 3rd episode?
Nope.
Look,
She's stuck on 2nd episode. Go on.
Yeah, and subsequently expels her from her reality. It's well acted, well directed, and legitimately compelling television. What this cat doesn't get is that everything that happened prior to that was a buildup to that moment. And it was subtle. It was nuanced. It was woven in every piece of what we saw. Everything that he didn't like about the sitcom, it's like he's missing the fact that everybody, including Wanda, knows this is not really a fucking sitcom.
And this is on purpose. The whole article is not only missing the points, is misconstructing a lot of points in the show. And I don't know why this guy is so adamant on losing the main point of the series. The sitcom part is to actually accentuate the eeriness of the suspense part. Is not supposed to be there to make you feel nice. Is there to accentuate this weird feeling that something is wrong.
Nice word choice, by the way. I mean that. You're exactly right, man. It's all about accentuating this and enhancing it. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry, Pablo. You have just been canceled because nuance is racist.
Is nuance racist?
I cannot be racist. I'm not white.
Washington exists.
But you are male. Unfortunately,
You're
you
male,
are on the lower side of the Identity Olympics.
Yeah, that's right. I can be racist against women. I don't know how that works, but
well, if you believe,
You'll always fail against an Ecuadorian women.
Exactly.
well, trust me, I don't want to do anything else with Ecuadorian women. I have. You can only try something so many times before knowing you're fucked.
That sounds like how Chuck Norris ends every relationship. It's not me, it's you.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is how I do it. I don't pay for their food. I don't open doors for them. I don't pull their chairs. They want to be equal. Be fucking equul.
That's right.
I don't know. I
But
try to do all
Latinx
that
is
when I
nonsense,
remember. It
man.
usually works out.
Sorry,
Here, I
but
don't remember
unless
as often
I'm
as
an
I
X-Men,
should.
and let me tell you this, unless I'm an X-Men, I don't want to finish my pronoun or word or whatever with an X. I'm not Latin X. I have no mutant powers. I'm
Right.
an Latin. Until you see me shooting laser from my eyes, you cannot add that X.
At which
In
You're
point,
that
not doing
moment,
that
well,
Next bullshit, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's the biggest bullshit ever. I'm half Puerto Rican. I may look pasty white,
Latinos now.
but we hate that name in the Puerto Rican family. I go to our family parties. It's like a lot of them didn't even know that was a thing until I brought it up. It's a joke.
Red Shirt says you've been promoted to white Hispanic status. Pablo.
Multiracial whiteness, as they say now. That's a new one.
I've never heard of that multiracial
It
white.
came up last
Yeah, the
week.
internalized patriarchy.
It was a new word that they came up with last week.
You know, I always wonder what would happen if one of these woke assholes went to Spain, because most of the population there is white and they all speak Spanish. Would you say they're culturally appropriating their language?
You're thinking too hard. You're thinking too hard. You're being too smart about this.
The
What's
entirety
wrong
of
with you?
Europe is white, as far as they're concerned.
I have been cancelled because I have spoken on Spanish saying a color that you know as black on my language is negro.
Yes.
And sometimes people will come to me and say, "Are you saying the N-word?" Well, if the N-word is the color of my shirt, yes, I am. Why?
Blanco y negro. Oh shit, canceled.
What's
Here we
crazy?
we speak Portuguese here, the main language. We always call each other negro all the time because é assim que se diz.
Oh, sorry. Here you will go. Hola, mi negro.
I want to be clear. We are saying the word that it means in English. It's the color black, and we are saying it in another language. And the two people saying it natively speak that language. I just want to make that real clear, Mama Susan.
Yeet o'clock. We're yeeted.
I'm blacklisted. I'm so blacklisted.
It's too late for me. I use the words because I can actually
Negro
speak
listed?
smattering.
I mean, these assholes would lose their minds.
We can't use that word anymore. I don't remember what the new IT term is for the lists. The exclusion lists.
There you go. That's got to be it.
The worst thing I have ever heard from an SJW is the confirmation that mean girls may actually be real life. Why? Once I told SJW, I'm from Ecuador, so you are black? No. And in my mind was that scene, why, if you are from Africa, why are you not black? Well, that's the way they, I know. For these people, it is. For these people, it is. If you are in the Ecuadorian line, you are in Africa, and you should be black. And I'm like, girl, have you ever been outside of your house? Not only your country.
Oh God! All right.
Very, very mixed family, and that is just speaking through symptoms, mainly through marriage. From my mother's side and my father's side, we're all black. My stepfather, he's Barcelonan raised, so I grew up learning Spanish. I talked to a lot of our Hispanic friends, and they all laughed at the whole Latinx crap. It's just fucking stupid.
So,
it is.
Does that also mean that Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, Bolivia, they're all black? Is that what we're getting at here?
Basically, yes.
I think Argentina is a little south, or is that Peru?
Oh, it is south, and Chile is south. And if you go to Chile, you will see a lot of white people. Why? Because there's a lot of Jew people there, and Jews look well. Have you ever seen a ginger Jew?
I think I have once, but I'm kind of. I think maybe
sure they exist.
Maybe I'm thinking about.
My two cousins, they are white like the snow. They are full Jew. They are Rosenfeld, Sally. They are full Jew. You know how many times they have complained about going to the United States or going to some place on Europe and being mistreated because they look white? I'm like, man, that's white territory. How can you be?
Exactly. It's fucking stupid. I mean, look at this. Look at
this is crazy.
A group of people of different races speaking to each other peacefully, but apparently there's a race war going on between everyone outside the world. The fucking SJWs are causing that war.
And I'm just going to call out that on this stream, we have pretty much every major ethnicity outside of Asia represented on this stream.
Racism. That's why.
So now,
but there is
Yellow Lives Matter.
Gentlemen, I do like this conversation, but it is one that I keep off of this channel for the most part.
Oh, sorry.
Don't get me wrong. I love talking about stuff like this when I'm on a channel that does get much more political, but we've gone a little bit beyond Howling About Entertainment here.
Oh, it's 2021, baby. You cannot open a soda can.
I just love a chance to humiliate the Twitter idiots. I just love it.
I understand completely, but
entertainment.
I want to loop back
Yeah,
entertainment
No
and
worries.
silly critics.
'Cause it- I mean, it all
This is
goes back to-
pertaining to bash Twitter assholes, so maybe that's entertainment. We need a new Coliseum where we get a bunch of SJWs and Lions, and let's see if they can convince the Lions they are being racist.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
We'll say that. Hey, we could say a conversation for the rumbles and the minds of the world. Let's go forward.
go.
Howling About
All right.
Entertainment for JP.
Thank you. So this asshole goes on, though, right? These moments are too few and far between. The first episode gets a whole 20 minutes in before introducing the first such moment. And he's talking about the times when he thinks that the facade is being broken. Where
The first
Vision...
episode- Oh my god, he's not watching the series. It's like he's not watching.
He's not.
He's watching the series with his phone on. I'm convinced. Like he's like
I
looking
am
at his
too.
phone, not paying attention. Because my criticism of the first episode was the opposite.
Yeah,
because they were just they couldn't.
He has no pussy in his life.
But goodness, the first episode, every 5 seconds, they're letting you know the reality isn't real. Every 5 seconds.
I
And they're
know.
like this. Oh man, why is this happening? Why is this happening? And they're
So the
asking
first
obvious questions I
episode-
can't answer. Oh,
The first episode is the first episode sort of sets up the thing. Now they're talking about the differences and variation, but they're actually not breaking world until that first director of photography changes the way that they shoot the scene at the dinner, and things start
Yeah.
changing a little bit. So I think that's as deep, like we said, deep as a puddle in the desert. He's not going there yet. He's like lost in the idea that was the first moment.
Yeah, because he's not paying attention. Like in his head, it's only the really obvious stuff that he sees, where it's like,
Exactly.
hey, obviously different instead of all the subtle hints that is screaming throughout the show. It's like you're not watching at all.
Well, that goes back to he's trying to claim that the writing was pedestrian. And every one of us who watched this, we have varying levels of satisfaction with WandaVision, but every one of us has noted that the skill at weaving this in so many points throughout every episode that dispel the illusion. And V-Dub, to your point, man, right off the bat, within the first pieces of dialogue, we get our immediate moments that dispatch the illusion and let you know something is not right from the very first conversation between Wanda and Vision.
Yeah, when Vision was at work and asked the worker, "What do we do here?" Did he not realize, hey, that's a logical question? Well, no, because he was on Twitter. You know what? To Fenrir's point, he was on Tinder getting denied by some other chick, not getting laid again, and so he was too busy not getting laid to focus
And
on
he
what
was
the hell was happening.
Translating his sexual dissatisfaction into his review.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, if this guy is married, he's setting up his next date for his wife.
Yeah.
For another guy.
He literally calls the first 20 minutes of the first episode that lead up to Mr. Hart choking as borderline unwatchable.
So you are saying this guy is so stupid that he gets rejected on OnlyFans?
I mean, yeah, that's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, sexual frustration is clearly confusing him.
Most recent time, the one about Rorschach.
Obviously.
Yeah, who can follow dialogue closely? Give me lasers from freaking eyeballs.
Obviously, he has trouble because you have to be able to understand sexual symbology to actually be able to get some in this guy's case, and he actually needs a visual cue to tell him that he's missing something in the show.
Oh no, he understands sexual
No, he missed
symbology.
it.
He understands the zero. That's the only symbol he understands, but that's something, right?
I mean, you know, I'm almost wondering if this guy would have a better sex life if he would pick up on the cues. Because maybe he has girls that are interested in him.
That's
He has no
my
fucking clue,
point.
he doesn't pay attention.
He doesn't get the cues. He needs someone to say, wave. He needs someone with the flags waving him in.
Basically.
Yeah, I doubt he wouldn't make it. He wouldn't make it even with that.
Oh man. So,
I don't get Why are you nude? What are you doing? I don't get this. We were only dating.
Yeah, so I think we hit on a big part of this guy's inability to even process what he's watching in this next sentence, right? Part of it may have to do with the fact that the episode is in black and white, spoofing the 1950s. The second episode, set in the 1960s, was similarly drab.
I just
What
don't
a
get it, guys. I
douche.
just don't get
How
it.
old
It's
is this
all
guy?
it's all gray.
Seriously, I have to
He was
research
at least
this guy. Who is
16
this
or
guy?
just 20.
I don't know, but he is not colorblind. He's plot blind. He's
This
in
Yeah.
every
is
single
Eric
detail.
Ting. Ting, 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 ting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good question. If we're talking entertainment, did anyone see the most recent Tom King comic book, The Rorschach story?
Thankfully, no.
Apparently, the main character was cucked by a chick he wanted to get. Really, Tom King does a lot of stories about being dumped by women who don't want him.
Because no woman want him.
Because his
No.
wife's boyfriend told him to. I have no idea. Like, he's the
He's
most
married.
obvious cut.
But he's totally cucked by his wife.
I mean,
His
Eric
wife's
Ting is a reporter for SF Gate who covers politics, the coronavirus pandemic, and sports.
Of course.
Sports? Ah, yeah, sports.
Okay.
Oh, no wonder he
this
doesn't
is
get
sports.
I mean,
This is not his wheelhouse.
I'm
Clearly.
looking at his stuff. I don't think he has a real house. I think he's trash. Like, I'm looking at it, he's trash.
Wants attention.
He's
wants
just a
attention.
woke,
Yeah,
he's
I mean-
a woke mind drone. That's all he is.
Isn't it ironic that the guy that writes about sports dropped the ball on his first attempt at this?
Yeah, it's. I mean, when you see what he's talking about here, where he's complaining about the black and white. I mean, do you need any more evidence that this guy just does not fucking get it about this show at all?
He's a Daniel Kibblesmith. Kibblesmith.
Hello, guys. I'm Daniel Cablesmith, and I love Dick.
Yeah, and
Warriors.
that's
literally-
right.
I'm
New
still-
Warriors.
The new warriors frightened me, so the new warriors are going to be very comfortable.
Yeah.
I bet he used to be beaten up a lot in his old neighborhood. I mean, if you saw him as a kid, you just gotta have that emotion to just grab him and beat him to the ground.
This guy
I'm
bet
sorry.
himself.
By other
This
geeks.
guy bullied
By
himself.
other geeks.
This guy faked his own crimes.
Yeah.
Every
And I mean,
time he sees the mirror, he goes, "You are disgusting. You are a racist. You are a misogynist."
However, even once we get color for the third episode set in the 70s, it's more of the same. 25 minutes of comedy that vacillates between boring and cringe.
This guy needs drugs and get laid. Maybe in a different order. Let's see.
Yes. And it then's 5 minutes
Drugs
of clues that leave you screaming more, but in a bad way. Expect it to continue when we go to the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
My fucking God. Hey, good question. Any of you know about that Vita Ayala comic book, the one about the teenage X-Men's, the new X-Men's?
I don't. Well, we'll talk about it on Friday because I've heard some stuff. But
Oh no.
Geektropology, if you want to come on Friday night, it'll be after Friday Night Tights. You're invited. We'll talk about it. Just
Sure.
letting it out there. You're invited.
They're going to get into deep comic book stuff like you like to really get into.
Yeah, we will
yeah.
go deep. We'll make sure, like, if Vision's the dildo, then the Infinity Stone's the tip. Trust me, it's going to be deep.
Remember that comic I sent you about, the one about Darkseid versus Galactus? You need to read it. There's going to be an article I'm going to talk with you.
All right.
It's going to have that. You got to find it.
We'll talk about it, but we got to let Jake read this. This is going good.
I mean, this is just wow, man. This whole article, his way he sees it, if Marvel's going to subject us to at least 6 episodes of this format, and there's 9 in total, things better get real weird in the final 3, which will presumably be set in present day. How could he not think shit isn't weird as hell already?
Fuck me.
I'll tell you why, Jake. All right, this is one of those guys. Go ahead, Vigilante, and then I'll speak.
No, I think he wrote this before he saw it, but go ahead.
All right, here's my thing. This is one of those guys, and I'll be shocked if I'm somehow wrong, but I'm willing to put some money at it. This is one of those guys who consumes from the Netflix generation where he wants everything spoon-fed to him in one day. And the fact that he actually has to wait on something, he's just, oh no, it's not weird enough. It's not this, it's not that. He just wants this to be done and over with so he can move on to the next thing. This is one of those guys who wants everything handed to him. He doesn't want to wait. He doesn't want to learn about the way of anticipation. He doesn't want speculation. This is someone who just wants it all done. That's what it's a Netflix type.
Delayed gratification.
I think I said this last episode, but this is the kind of guy that thinks there's no need for foreplay on sex.
Yeah, dude, he does. I don't even think he knows what that word means.
Abby smash. That's all I can say. Abby smash.
Smash, yes.
You want to know something, though, Nick? I think people are shifting away from that Netflix model of consumption. Like, I think people are starting to like, yes, there are a lot of people who like binging.
Shit.
But I think
people are getting
binging lowers the value of whatever you binge.
There's a social pressure to actually binge watch anything. The weekly release model allows you to actually catch up and have a bit of a discussion. On the binging model, you need to binge it now, because if anyone starts speaking about the show, they will start speaking about things you haven't seen yet.
Yeah. And this is a guy who wants it now. He doesn't want to wait. He doesn't have the patience. He doesn't have the attention span. He wants it all spoon-fed to him now. So he's going to jump to all these conclusions because he's not consuming the show the way he wants it to consume it.
Yep.
Quoting Jimmy Kimmel, in this specific case, the best lube for anal sex is not tears, is blood.
Jesus Christ,
dude!
man,
This guy wouldn't know how to use lube. He does not know how to use lube.
Exactly.
Hey guys, let's get back to the article.
Okay, now.
Please don't eat us.
This is the guy. This is the type of guy who puts up his hand up too late and says, "Hey, this is my hand. Could you give me a hand job?" And it's like this. It's like this. Could you give me a hand job? Come on, here's my hand. Come on, hand job it.
Again,
you never know what you're going to get on a live stream, ladies and gentlemen.
Jake, we had to go big for your 250. We gotta go out with a bang for it.
It's monumental.
We breached Pornhub. We breached Pornhub society a long time ago. So back to the article.
That now.
Yeah.
Back to the article.
Yeah, back to the article.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. But he basically says that unless this thing goes out with like a reverse House of M style bang, which is one of the theories we were talking about this morning, Fenrir and Nick, then he's going to consider it a disappointment.
Good. Consider it that.
I mean, at the end of the day, this dude's major bitch is that he doesn't get it.
Yep.
Only
okay.
fans get it. That's why he doesn't get it.
In the words of Samuel L. Jackson, does he look like a bitch? I'm just saying, does he look like a bitch?
Well, Max did look at his picture, and I think Max's conclusion was yes.
He indeed looks like a bitch, but he is the one group that's not on the panel. So there we go. We're all istaphobes now.
There you go.
He's an Asian brother, so we're all istaphobes. So we're all being yeeted.
Yeah, and he goes into to your guys' point right down here below. He says, "Well, perhaps Wandavision would be far less frustrating if all of its episodes were released at once and the viewer could just power through and solve the mystery. A slow build with only 2 or 3 teases per episode would have worked if the comedy was better, but that
That's why you never get a second date, asshole.
That's why he's gonna die alone in his bed masturbating to Captain Marvel porn.
If you thought the first day was all about kinky sex, you have
Oh my
failed.
gosh!
That's
No.
the third
Okay, Jake, can I write? I need to. I'll go through this quickly. These 2 paragraphs, because we're talking about something that puts this guy firmly in where we know that him to be. He's a victim. I sometimes wonder whether I'm watching the same show everyone else is watching, given the effusive praise it has received to this point. But I also know of Marvel fans who share my view that WandaVision has fallen well short of expectations to this point. And I understand why few seem to be voicing that criticism. On one hand, diehard fandom of anything, be it superhero franchises, sports teams, or political figures, can be a hell of a drug, and staring down an angry mob is no fun. On the other hand, others may have fear that denigrating WandaVision may discourage Disney from making similar risks in the future.
Because you are not watching the show, you are watching people tweet about the show, you asshole.
He reaches back to his political and sports thing, and he talks about being I'm just such a victim because these people don't understand what I'm seeing.
Of course, this guy writes about balls.
He's a hero. He's a hero. He's staring down an angry mob.
Fuck this.
Had we let you, Jake, I'm sure you would have gotten to that point, but we kept EFAPing every single paragraph.
It was so goddamn tempting, though. There's so much to tear apart in what this dipshit wrote in this article. I mean, to V-Dub's point when we started this, I mean, yes, there is legitimate items to criticize about this show, but none of them were in that fucking article. None of them.
Not a single one, because he doesn't actually give a shit.
He doesn't. I agree. I genuinely think what we just read is the result of a writer who writes a bunch of that as well, but just somebody who's trying to fill the algorithm, just trying to fill out a bunch of words. He writes for a nice size paper or whatever, the San Francisco Gate, and it's just trying to get on Google with his WandaVision review for traction. Like, there's no. He didn't watch it. He watched it while he was probably tweeting about Stephen Curry's balls or something like that, and he really wasn't paying attention to the series. That's clear to me, and he just needs to fill in his word quota and get it out there so he can write another article about how Biden is good or whatever. I know you don't want to get in that, but that's what this guy actually covers. He's a political and a
I mean, make no mistake.
guy.
Yeah, this guy is a political writer in San Francisco who also writes about the Patriots for a while.
Exactly.
Even
We
if
have
you
to
are a
call that out.
political-
He's in the wrong place. Go ahead, Pop.
Even if you are a political commentator, you still can actually make a bunch, and I mean a bunch of good points on this series. But this guy is the kind of guy that is playing darts. He gets the dart right in the wall of the other side.
A historically bad throw.
Oh God, it's mind blowing how I mean he couldn't have been more off target if he had tried, and I almost wonder if he did try. Because Pablo, to your point, I mean, like, he wasn't even throwing at the target in front of him; he hit the wall behind him. Yeah, I mean, you almost have to do that on purpose. I mean, did he just write this to be contrarian?
I think he may have, because look at those first few paragraphs where he's actually going and making literal points, literal context, actual reporting. And then he goes off into this stuff, everything that follows after that, including the victimization rant.
Yeah.
Or for short, I didn't like it because
We've definitely got some bree going on from this guy. I don't know, man. It's such a bad take that it is almost got to be intentional.
It's just horrible, just freaking horrible.
thankfully his attention will come back to balls pretty soon.
There will will always be another victimization blogger to take his place.
That's
Yeah, there will always someone crying about balls, but at least this guy will have them right in the face. He will be happy, and we won't have to hear about him ever again.
He doesn't get lucky that often, and probably won't get lucky in a long time.
The one thing that I'm sure of is that this guy probably denounces white supremacy day. I'm sure of that.
Well, I was trying to remember the name. But at least he's no Scotty Mendelson.
I don't know, man. This is worse than Scotty Mendelson, I think.
No, I think the point. Well, jeez, I'm sorry. I guess the joke is lost. But Scotty has continued to have bad take, and he just keeps coming out him, and Forbes just lets him have the platform to have these bad takes. I'm pretty sure Pablo is right. This guy got his traction, and he's going to go back to having balls in his face.
Will Scotty Mendelson just maybe stop writing about his feelings and actually, I don't know, maybe get a dildo, get a flashlight, something to calm himself.
Oh god.
Something big and spiky, made out of lead. I don't know, something.
It always comes back to the hub for you, Pablo.
Oh yeah.
He's always about what's behind the pink curtain. So
all right, gentlemen, we are a little over 2 hours, and I think it is about time to wrap this up on the what a great way to end it with the pink curtain conversation. Nick. That was just
like
dynamite, my brother.
Sorry, but the curtain is not pink, it's rainbow.
All right. So let's go around the horn. Final thoughts for the evening. Draco, sir, anything you want to plug? Final thoughts for the chat.
Well, I guess I will have to say that thank goodness that we have a better understanding of the media than most of these victimized writers in the universe. But I can't wait to find out more about what's going on in Wandavision because they're doing it right, and that's an amazing thing to say about Disney lately.
Yes.
Please, I thank you guys for spending time with me, allowing me to be on this channel on your 250 subscriber stream. Because this is I love spending time with all you guys and discussing this stuff. And Jake D is the reason why we are here, ladies and gentlemen. Lady Mary G out there. We need some more ladies to be able to. That doesn't mean anything.
I don't know. We're talking about the hub. I think the less ladies we're going to have.
Yeah, we talked about a lot more hub. We talked about a lot more hub than that. But yes, thank you guys for this. This is a special thing. Hub and all.
All right, Fenrir, final thoughts, sir.
This fucking rocked. I love passing time with every single one of you assholes. You're the best I've ever seen. Entertainment fucking sucks. These assholes, all of these assholes that write shit like this on Twitter and everything else, they're just dying of pussy starvation. They need to get laid a lot more.
Oh my god!
They need to get laid a lot more and stop giving a shit.
All right.
So, it's fun. Please go subscribe to my channel, blah, blah, blah. Jake D, congratulations on the 250. I hope a lot more to you. I hope to one day reach the same goal as you have reached today. And, yeah, go subscribe to my channel because the peer pressure will make me finally create something.
Well, there you go. And
do stuff.
All right. Flavor Flaves, Nickweiser. What do you got for us? What's coming up on your channel this week, sir?
All right, so I'm going to start off with Jake D before I even give two shits about my channel. Jake D, you're the first guy to give me a chance to get on live streaming platforms. I've seen you go from 50 or 40 subs to 250. Your evolution is beautiful, and I hope to do many, many more live streams, and when the time comes, more in-person hangs the way we did in Vegas. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. You deserve this. You're putting in the work, time, and effort. I'm just, my hat is already literally off, but it's figuratively off for you. So cheers, my friend. Cheers. And anyways, because I may guess I'm not the primary feature on this channel, I'm 32 Flavors of Nickweiser, obviously. I just did a video on why Cobra Kai got diversity right where Hollywood fails. So check that out if you haven't. If you haven't subbed, hopefully that'll get your attention to sub because I'm all for a hot take. I'm at 190. I'm 10 away from 200. Also, YouTube has definitely blacklisted me, and I think that they have finally caught on to my videos that I made a while back on Brie Larson and Pelosi. So now, because now all of a sudden, like I went from like 50% sub views to 50% non-sub to now I'm 80% sub views. So I think their YouTube is on to me. So if you guys can help defy those numbers a little bit, like non-subbers, just saying, that would be appreciated. Thank you. Also, I got 32 Flavors of Entertainment on Tuesday nights now, and I'm going to be starting a Friday evening bi-weekly panel on comics. It'll be just a bunch of dudes ranting on comics, and that's going to be starting this Friday and then 2 Fridays after. Anyways, once again, Jake D, thank you. Oh, I know. We're going to do this, Fenrir. It'll be on like Donkey and Diddy Kong on Super NES, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. V-dubs.
All right.
Anything you want to plug?
Well, first, I got to congratulate you, man. I remember when you were like at, I think, 70 some odd subs, and I would just be in the chats just talking shit. And then I somehow ended up on one of Gary's streams, and then I linked up with you, and I've had fun on doing the show and just seeing you grown. And it's like, wow, you made it to 250. And earlier, Wes Moody made it back to 500, and Paulie's at 500. So seeing all these channels grow is really cool. Even my channel's grown, and Nickweiser is almost at 200. It's like, wow, this whole community is really growing together, and it's really cool. So if you haven't subbed to me, which a lot of these names I recognize, so I know a lot of you guys have, please do. If you haven't subbed to anyone else on this panel, please do. And also continue to watch Jake D. He's a great content creator. I appreciate, even though I can get in the political side on my channel, appreciate not being so political on this one. If you are interested in subbing to me, talk about pop culture, I will do a WandaVision review. I still have to do a Batwoman review. I do not know if I can do the whole series.
I'm Batwoman!
All right. Thanks for
So bad. It's good.
Geektropology, the inventor of the phrase "the Disney tragedy." Give us your final thoughts. Is there anything you want to plug, sir?
Yeah, I have a channel called Geektropology. There I speak about a lot of weird stuff. So if you want... No, I actually made a video about the disconnection between generations. I speak about pop culture on an anthropological way. Let's say that. But yeah, also I have a lot of dirty references. And
if you didn't get that from today,
We're going to get dirtier on Friday night. Just saying.
yeah. Oh my.
And Jake, I have been here how long? Maybe 3 months that I have been popping on the chat. And man, you have grown a lot. You have shown that we can actually do this because, sometimes we see bigger YouTubers and we see our numbers and it's like, well, maybe I'm not good for this, but you are showing us that maybe we are. So congrats, man. Let's see the 500 real soon. And well, that's everything, I guess.
All right, man. And final thoughts, man. I guess just the last thing I'd like to say is thank you first to each and every person in the chat who make these streams so much fun. Those of us who are on the panel, it makes our job of having the interactions and chatting so much better when there are folks in the chat lighting it up like you guys were, because that is what makes a stream really, really flow and go well. It's that interaction is what makes this so much fun. I mean, and then you guys on the panel and the guys who weren't able to be here today or came in and popped out, obviously without the friendships that we have built, whether it's been for several months now or for a few weeks now, as we all continue to meet more of us that are in this sphere, man, it is just so much fun meeting and growing with you guys and learning about who you are and becoming friends, because that's what we are. That's what I see us as. The people on the panel, the people in the chat, we're a group of like-minded idiots. A few of us.
You don't say.
A few of us like to talk out of our asses sometimes, and that's the assholes on camera. But without the rest of y'all, man, none of this happens, and it's just so much fun. Anthroparian, I dropped Geektropology's link into the chat there, and in the description of the video, I've got the links of everybody who dropped in, unless I missed somebody mistakenly. But thank you, everybody, so much. 250 subs is so cool, and it's just been an absolute blast just being a part of all y'all's lives and having you a part of mine. Well, I appreciate it, everybody. Have a good evening, and we'll catch you in the chats later or on the next stream.
Take care.